Hey challengers, how's everybody doing today? We are smack in the middle of week 3 and good going if you're still in it because week 3 tends to be the challenging week for everybody for a variety of reasons. But um, the biggest thing is that it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. And you're well on your way to 21 days. I hope that you've been able to stick to it. Once you get past that 21 days, it's going to be smooth sailing, but it does take the 21 days to make or break a habit. So, what kind of habits are we talking about? We're talking about maybe you've developed a new habit for drinking water, developed a new habit for not eating at bedtime, for not drinking pop, reducing your coffee, eating more vegetables, going to the gym 3 times a week at least. Lots of different things that you've been working very, very hard on these past 2.5 weeks. And really, we are all so proud of you. And we are seeing some amazing results come in. 3 inches off waist in the 2.5 weeks, down 3% body fat in 2 weeks. So it is crazy. This program works. This meal plan works. It works because we're getting rid of the carb bloat. It works because we are getting rid of maybe some dairy bloat, some wheat belly bloat, lots of things that we are getting rid of. Pop bloat. It really does bloat you up. So good going. I hope that, I know by some of your food journals, some of you have had the odd sheet in there. May I remind you that we're trying to keep you into fat burning so that you can get the most out of these 6 weeks that you possibly can. I will have a follow-up program that you can do, but it's really not going to be, it's not really a whole complete program. It's just going to be some advice for you on what to do after this, because I don't want to just let you go and then you don't know how to take care of yourself after this. But seriously, in all honesty, it's going to be very similar to what you're doing now anyway. I'm just going to give you some additives that you can add in there more frequently, but it's very similar because actually this program is one of the best that I've seen to get the best results and to get continual results. And the problem is sometimes we get down and we see a little bit of success and then we think we can go to eating the foods that got us into trouble in the first place, and we just can't do that, folks. You know that. So tonight we're talking a little bit of coming out of your comfort zone, because during this challenge so many of you have done that, and again, that is something to be admired and praised, and I hope you're very grateful to yourself for stepping out of your comfort zone, because really, and I say it all the time, this is where the magic happens, outside of your comfort zone. So stepping out of our comfort zone can cause us a little bit of anxiety. It can certainly cause us a whole bunch of resistance. But what we fail to see is that on the other side, and once we do it, sometimes it's really great on the other side. So what I want you to do right now is just cross your arms. Just cross your arms how you would normally cross them and hold that there for a second. And that feels predictable. That feels familiar, right? Because that's where you always cross them. So now uncross your arms and cross them with the other arm on top. So switch the arms around. Now, how does that feel to you? That feels a little foreign, doesn't it? That's coming out of your comfort zone, and some of you may have felt a little bit edgy then, like something wasn't right. It's like holding hands with someone. I need to hold hands with someone, specifically my husband, the proper way, with my hands coming from the bottom up. And if I have to hold hands with someone the opposite way, it absolutely drives me crazy. Because it's not something that I'm used to. So coming out of your comfort zone can be so rewarding and worth it. Sadly, some of us refuse to do that. I have a couple of notes on that about our resistance to change. Again, some of us are very resistant to change. I've talked to a couple clients adamantly refusing to eat vegetables, adamantly refusing to give up their 5 cups of coffee in the morning. Just very resistant to change because it's a little bit scary. It creates some anxiety. It takes them into unfamiliar territory. Who are they if they're not drinking 5 cups of coffee in the morning? Who are they if they don't get to have their pop when they're feeling sad, or their chips or their sweets? It's very scary to change and to take on new habits and new lifestyle changes. It's very scary for some people, to the point where they totally do resist what I'm telling them to do. So, what I liked about this little blurb that I found, is that even though we are comfortable where we are, and where we are is familiar, it's not ideal. So sometimes we are very comfortable being overweight, very comfortable being in debt, being very comfortable being cranky is the example they use here. And that's just who we are. And we're comfortable with it, and we're familiar with it. Is it ideal? No, not at all. It's not ideal to be in debt. It's not ideal to be overweight. And it's not ideal to be a cranky, negative person. But it's comfortable. And we resist changing that because we don't know who we are. If we're not a cranky, negative person, we don't even begin to understand how to change that and why we should change that. So, the important thing to note here is that if we can take that step to step out of our comfort zone, if we can decide that we're ready for some changes and we're going to accept the steps and take the necessary routes to get there, boy, what's on the other side is pretty awesome. Stepping out of my comfort zone, 47-year-old woman, to open up a gym, formerly obese twice in my life, still working on where I need to be on my own personal journey, thinking others were going to judge me because I didn't look like a personal trainer. That was huge. That's huge, knowing that I'm being judged on my appearance based on what I do for a living. And but I didn't let that stop me, because I knew that I needed to help people learn and understand the right way to release the weight. It's not just all physical in terms of eating healthy and moving your body. There's a lot of emotional stuff, and I know you know that I've talked to some of you about that, some of the new people. That's what we will talk about in your consult at the end. So I really took a huge, giant leap of faith and a huge, giant step out of my comfort zone to do what I do, and I love it, and it's rewarding for me, and I hope that myself and my team have played a part in your change and to help you be the person that you've always wanted to be. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but I hope that the world's a little bit brighter for you, because you can see that change is good, and it is changing you. And so don't be scared to step out of your comfort zone. Don't be resistant to do that. Do what you have to do for 21 days to change the habit or the pattern that you're trying to change, and be grateful for the journey, because it is actually the journey where we learn the most. Not the end. It's the journey where we learn the most. And you guys were just talking about that tonight on the Facebook page, right? With zucchini. Who knew eating raw zucchini would be so good? And I didn't know that until last year either. So it's those little things, those little triumphs, those little successes, getting on jeans that I haven't never worn for a long time, wearing the color blue when you just worn black for years. It's seriously going to make me cry. These are non-scale victories, and these are the things that we should be celebrating, and these are the results of you all stepping out of your comfort zone. It's the stories you're sharing with me, no matter how small they may seem, I know they're huge to you, and therefore they're huge to me and my team, because we want to see you succeed. We all have your best interests at heart. I know some of us go at it different ways. I know you have your favorite parts of Fit Body Bootcamp. You have your favorite coaches, and that's okay. There's nobody's feelings are hurt, and we all just go out there with our best intentions and with our best knowledge and do what we need to do to help you succeed. Certainly, we never do anything to intentionally offend you or try to make you feel like you're not good enough or anything like that. We want to see you change, and we will do whatever we can to help you step out of that comfort zone by asking you to take on heavier weights, by increasing your speed, by trying something that you just don't know that you are ready for. You don't know unless you try, right? Step out of your comfort zone. That is definitely, most definitely, where the magic happens and where you will see the changes that you want to see. So with that, I will say goodnight and thank you for being part of this challenge. Your results are really fabulous so far. Some of you who've taken the time to weigh in. Remember that you need to book your final weigh-in. Lloydminster will be, I think, on April 13th-ish. And North Battleford on April 14th. I need about 15 minutes with y'all, give or take. So let's get those measurements done, or consults booked for the end, and keep going. You are almost halfway through, and time flies really, really fast. Remember that you are being an example for your family, for your friends, for your coworkers. We're not going to go nag them about it. We're just going to be the example. We're going to silently stand in our power. They're going to want a little bit of what you got, and what you got is confidence and integrity and a good self-image and self-respect and self-love, and those things are very rare in people. So carry on, warriors, challengers. You got this. Totally got this. I think that's it. Have a good night.